Can you guys see the screen? Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see, guys? Okay, yes, okay. Like that, you can unmute and talk, guys, okay? So then and there, I can clarify your doubts. So in my many seminars, I have explained you the paper structure, okay? So again, briefly, I have explained the paper structure because on my many seminars and also video clips are also there. You can go and refer that video that detailedly I have explained the paper structure, how will be the oral paper, especially from 2021. From 2021 batch, the paper structure has been changed, not like before. Two parts are there, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 and part 2, two parts are there. Part 1, two compulsory questions, Q1 and Q2. Two compulsory questions are there in the part 1. In part 2, 5 questions are there. Out of 5, you have to select 3. You have to select 3 questions out of 5. For each, you will be getting 20 marks. So altogether, 60 marks you have to target in your part 2. In your part 1, 40 marks you must target. Part 1 questions. Part 1, both questions, Q1 and Q2. Two questions, both are compulsory. Okay. Look at here, part 1. It composed of 2 compulsory questions. Answer should be written on the space provided in the paper. Guys, tell me if you are writing the answer on the same paper, required answer is short or long. For the part 1 paper, you are writing on the paper and giving the paper. Tell me the required answer is short or long. Quickly, guys. It is short answer. You are writing and giving the paper. So these 2 questions, Q number 1 and Q number 2, you are writing and giving. Okay. In Q1 and Q2 under part 1, what kind of a question they will ask here? Look at here. They will ask 5 short answer question. Q1, 5 short answer question in Roman number. Look at your Roman number 1, A and B part. This is for 4 marks. From introduction part, they will ask. Second question, second Roman number. Look at here. Give the eloquent Quranic words for the following expression. A part and B part explain the following eloquent Quranic words. They have asked, this is for 4 marks from your Al-Quran chapter. So last month seminar, I explained this. And question number 3, look at your Roman number question number 3. What is the simile used in the Hadith? And what is the comparison used in the above Hadith? This is what today's topic, guys. Hadith and comparison. I will explain you with the presentation. So before that, what kind of a question they can ask in the paper, we must understand. And we must understand what kind of a question they are asking in the paper. Number 1, very, very important. Okay. Look at here. Your session and explanation start from question 3. Question 3 in part 1. Okay. So note it down. Note it down. I will come back. Okay. And Q3, I mean the Roman number 4, they are asked 2 questions related to the part. Question number 5, they have asked 2 questions related to Arabu Tamil part. So anyhow, guys, part 1, question number 1, part 1, question number 1, 5 short answer questions are there. Each questions related to each unit. And the third question related to Hadith. Is that clear? Part 1, question 1. Okay, Roman number 3. Question is related to Hadith. What are the 2 types of the question related to Hadith? What is the simile used in the Hadith? What is the comparison used in the Hadith? Is that clear, guys? What kind of a question they can ask in the paper? Guys, did you all understand? Did you all understand what kind of a question they can ask in the paper one?
Yes.
Yes. A part, what is the simile used? What is the comparison used? Okay. And the second question in the part 1. Part 1, look at the second question. They have given a story in Arabic. They have asked some questions in Arabic for 10 marks. And they have given a poem in Arabic. They have asked some questions in Arabic. You have to write the answer in Arabic. So it means part 1, first question, short answer. Part 1, second question, fully you have to write in Arabic. Part 1, question number 2, you must write in Arabic language for 10 marks. Poem will come for 10 marks, and the story, there will be a story for 10 marks. Okay, right. We'll go to the part 2, guys. Okay, I will connect to the today's topic, Hadith. So always remember what are the questions they have asked in the part 1. Mention the simile and mention the comparison. Now come to the part 2. Okay, the part 2, there are 5 questions. Answer only 3 questions from this paper. I mean, out of 5, you have to select and answer only 3. But these 3 questions you cannot select as you wish, Buddha. But there is a method to choose. How you can choose? You can choose either 1 or 2. You cannot select question 1 and 2 together. Either question 1 or 2 you can select. From question 3, from question 4, from question 5, 2 more questions you have to select. Okay, guys, question 1 or 2. If you select question 1 or question 2, again you can select 2 more questions from this part, 3, 4 or 5. You can select 2 questions from this part and one of the question from question 1 and 2. Altogether 3 questions you have to answer. For each 20 marks, then 60 marks you can make sure. Okay, now come to the point. Look at here. Answer only 1 question from this part. In the Pagadil Oru Vinavku Mathina Vedial. They have given poem. Look at here. Here you have to write the answer in English. You can write English medium student. This is for 20 marks. Okay. And the second question, they have asked the story. That is also for how many marks? 20 marks. Here you know you cannot select both story and the poem. You can select either story or a poem. Question 1 or 2 only. If you select Q1 or 2 from this part, again you have another option. Only you can select 2 more questions from this part. Answer 2 questions from this part. Question number 3 related to Al-Quran part. Question number 4 related to Hadith part. And question number 4, oh, this is we call the Musibat question. Allah, it is not the Musibat question, guys. But this question is collection of many chapters, many chapters. For an example, look at the first big duas they will give. You have to write the meaning, I mean explanation and the literal value. And the second one, they have asked some questions related to proverb. And the third one, you have to write this short note, any 2 of the following. The headings will be given in Arabic. Answer, you no need to write in Arabic, but headings will be given in Arabic there. So if you leave this question, guys, question number 5. So without any option, you must select Q3 and Q4 without option. Why you are leaving the Q5? Okay. Question 3 is related to Al-Quran part, we know. Question 4 is related to Hadith part, we know. This is our today's topic. Guys, before you participate in a competition, you have to study the nature of the competition, guys. This is how. What is the ultimate purpose of for selecting this subject, guys? Guys, one of you can tell why you have chosen Arabic literature. Tell me, guys. Why? But most of you, they have an intention. Why they have chosen this subject? Can easily take A pass. Can easily take A pass. Okay, guys. From 2021, sir, we heard that the paper structure has been changed, sir. 20 questions, 20 marks question. We have to write the answer in Arabic. How we can take, sir? So many questions they have changed. They have changed the syllabus, sir? No, dear. There is no change in the syllabus, but they have changed the questions type. Types of the question definitely have been changed. So we must practice as per the types of the questions required in the O-level paper, not as per the old paper or not as per our wish, but study the paper structure and study the questions type and you train yourself. Okay, today's topic, as I told you, Hadith comparison. Okay, we'll come to the question 4. What they have given here, who can say the question 4 is related to which chapter? Guys,
Hadith chapter.
Hadith chapter. Very good. And Hadith, what kind of question they can ask? Okay. Q number 1. Question number 1. What is the question they have asked here? Somebody can read. Mention the simile.
Comparison and the
Yes.
similarities in this
Very good.
hadith.
Simile, comparison, and the similarities from the Hadith. This is one question you must practice for the part 2. You should be able to mention the simile, comparison, and similarity from the Hadith. Okay. Can you please read the second question?
Write the meaning
Right.
of the underlined expression.
Very good. Write the meaning of the underlying expression means they will give some terms, underlined terms. So you should be able to write the meaning for those terms. So here you know that meaning and terms and meaning are very important from these hadiths. Do you agree, guys? If you know the terms and the meaning only, you can write the answer for this question. So do you think that terms and the meaning are important to get these marks? Guys, do you think to take these marks, terms and the meaning are important? Yes, we must
Yes.
know the terms and the meaning, especially important terms and the meaning. Okay. Third question, please read.
Mention 2 lessons from this hadith.
Very good. Mention 2 lessons from this hadith. 2 lessons. How you can find a lesson? What do you learn from the hadith? If you know the meaning, if you know the summary of this hadith, easily you can write 2 lessons from the hadith. Whatever you learn from the hadith, you write. That's it. Or either it can be the indirect meaning of the hadith, or what do you learn from the meaning of the hadith. 2 lessons, just writing 2 lessons. If you understand the context of the hadith or the meaning of the hadith, definitely you can write these marks. You can take these marks. Fourth question. Can you read the fourth question?
Explain the literal value of the above hadith.
Exactly. Explain the literal value of the above hadith. Literal value, guys. This kind of a question, if they ask you the literal value, make sure those who are struggling to pass exam even will take these marks. Those who are struggling, those who say difficult, sir, difficult to get marks. So for those people, they have made it easy to pass the exam. They have made this paper structured to make easy to pass the paper, pass the exam by getting these few marks. Why? It is the general point, general literal values, general points you can write for some almost all the hadiths. You can memorize and go and write. So this is how some questions, the easy questions are there. By memorizing the answers, you can go to the exam and you can write to get these marks. Okay, this is question 4. So this is we call it Pachatani part. It is not Pachatani part, mean it is a very easy part. Okay, so you can write some what you have memorized, even you can write general points, even you can write. Okay, what is the last question? Question number 5. Please, anybody can read.
Explain the above hadith briefly.
Very good. Explain the above hadith briefly. This time, new paper structure from 2021. Did they ask any question to write the translation?
No.
No.
Yes, sir.
But we must know and we must explain the hadith briefly. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes.
So these are the questions we must practice. One is simile, comparison, similarity, meaning and terms. Second question. Third question, two lessons. If you know the terms and the meaning, we can take two lessons from the hadith. Explain the literal value of the hadith, general question. And the last one, briefly explain the hadith. Yes, if you know the terms and meaning, definitely we can briefly explain the hadith. So again, I remind you the part one question, guys. What is the part one question? What is the question they ask in the part one? Mention the simile and the comparison. Mention the simile and comparison. Look at here. What is the simile used in the hadith and what is the comparison used in the hadith? Guys, okay, I will ask you a question. Tell me what is the general question they have asked in part one and part two? Is there any general? Exactly. They have asked the same thing, the simile and comparison in part one as well as in part two. From that, we can come to a decision, guys. Is there any possibility to ask any hadith which doesn't have the simile and comparison?
No.
No. Guys, out of 11 hadiths in your syllabus, only 8 hadiths have the simile and comparison. Got it? By practicing those 8 hadiths, even you can get that marks. You can make sure 24 marks. How many marks for hadith part? 4 marks in your part 1 and
20
20
marks.
marks in your part 2. Altogether, how many marks you can target only if you study by the 8 hadiths? Only by studying 8 hadiths, how many marks you
24.
can target?
24.
24. Is there any subject like that? By studying only few unit, by studying only few lesson, not even a lesson, by studying only the 8 hadiths can target 24 marks. Is there any subject?
No.
No. What is the subject? Only Arabic lit. So don't call it is Arabic lit. It is a pass lit. Make sure you A pass. You should have the intention not just to pass the exam, but to target A pass. My main motive of selecting this subject is only to take A pass. Have you decided, guys? Now tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now we must practice these kind of a seven kind of a types of questions. For example, not 7 types of, actually the 5 types of question only. Mention the simile and comparison. And part 2 again mention the simile and comparison, similarity, 2 lessons, terms and meaning, literal value, and the last one, briefly explain the hadith. Okay. Now in both part 1 and part 2, as one of the students said, they have asked the general question, what is simile and what is comparison? Guys, if we know what is simile and the method of identifying the simile and comparison, only we can answer for that question. Am I correct? Otherwise, we will lose 4 marks in our part 1, 4 marks in our part 2, 8 marks we have to lose in the hadith part. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you don't know how to find the simile, if you don't know how to find the comparison, if you don't know what is simile and what is comparison, we cannot take these marks. 8 marks is challenge for you, how to find the simile and how to find the comparison. So before we move to the other questions, we must learn what is simile and what is comparison. Okay. So inshallah, I'll be starting with the definition of simile and comparison, then what is the method to identify the simile and comparison. Then we'll take an hadith and we'll practice those kind of 5 questions in our part 2 and how you can make sure the 24 marks in part 1 and part 2. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, any questions? Sir, we'll get the questions like surah versus explanation. Yes, syllabus not change. Actually, the questions types change. Can take good marks. Yes. Guys, tudes already uploaded in the website. Okay, guys. Guys, listen carefully. Tudes and materials, today's sessions materials have been uploaded in the website. Guys, I hope you all know how to register through the website online, EduZone website, guys. If you get the WhatsApp message, I have already shared in the group. If you did not get, just send me a message. This is my WhatsApp number. So inshallah, I will update you how to register and how to download the tools from the website. Everything I will explain it. Okay. Now, one boy have asked, sir, is it possible to get 70 marks by studying only the poem? No, Puta. By studying only the poem, you cannot take. You cannot take by studying only the poem. You can take how many marks? Only 40 marks. 40 marks you can take it here. 40 marks you can take if you study, sorry, not 40, 10 marks from your 10 marks from your part 1 and 20 marks in your part 2. Altogether 30 marks you can target. 30 marks you can target if you study either poem or a story. Okay, either poem or a story, you can by studying one of those you can target 30 marks. Okay, you see the paper structure, guys. It is easy. Okay, now shall I explain you what is simile and what is comparison? Shall we?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So guys, how to find the simile and how to find the comparison? That is your challenge. Simile and comparison. Hadith only they have asked in the paper. Part 1 and part 2. Okay. We'll see right now. Okay, guys. What is any other question? Can you send in WhatsApp group? I didn't know to take it. You have to register through the website and take it here. How to register? You send me a message. I will update you. Okay. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. So this is how, dear. This is a fast track. Okay. Before everything, guys, EduZone website every Saturday there is a schedule to do the fast track program to cover your entire syllabus. Okay. These are the chapters. These are the marks. Surah chapter you can target if you study all surahs. 24 marks you can target from your part 1 and part 2. Hadith chapter, can you see now only we said 24 marks we can target. Prose and the poem, story and the poem, both if you study you can target 40. But if you study only one, either story or a poem, you can target minimum 30. Introduction part 4 marks, dua part 4 marks. Only by studying these unit you can target 96 marks. Look at here. Do you want to target 90 marks? Yes. Surah 24 marks, Hadith 24 marks you can target. Story or poem, and story or poem. Guys, in your syllabus around 21 poems are there, but only 11 stories are in your syllabus. If you study one of these two, either poem or a story, which one you will select? Poem 21 poems, stories only 11 stories. Tell me, which one will be easy?
Story.
Story. Yes. Why? Because only 11 stories are there. By studying the 11 stories, you can target the 30 marks. Introduction part 4 marks and dua part 4 marks, Arabic Tamil part 4 marks, 90. Only these are the 3 units, the main units, Surah, Hadith and prose, little big. I mean, if you study the entire surahs, around 14 surahs are there in your syllabus. 10 surahs in your grade 10, 9 and 10, and 4 surahs from your grade 11. Okay, 24 marks. Hadith from your entire syllabus, 11 hadiths only there. With the comparison and simile, only 8 hadiths are there. Prose and the poem Putta, story if you take 11 stories are there in your syllabus, but as per the national curriculum, only 9 stories are there. Introduction part is a very small part. We used to cover in the fast track program within 1 day. 1 day session is enough. Dua part also, guys, who participated in the fast track, you can ask them. 1 day practical and theory both we can do it. Arabu Tamil session also very small session, 1 day session. But in your school you might have covered 1, 2, 3 weeks, one or for 1 month. But mashallah, we can finish practically and also in theory we can finish within 1 day session. But only these three will take a little time. This is called fast track. What we covered within a short period of the time, 4 to 5 months or 4 to 4.5 months, we can target 90 marks covering the entire syllabus these of from this unit. Okay, now we'll move into the hadith unit. Can you see this? Can you see these questions? And what are these questions? Could you see these questions in the paper? What is the
Yes,
simile
sir.
used in the hadith? What is the comparison used in the hadith? 1 and 2. So those two questions, where did you see? In the part 1 or part 2?
Both part one and part two.
Part 1. Okay. Mention the simile, comparison, and similarities. Write the meaning of the underlying expression. Mention 2 lessons from the hadith. Explain the literal values of the hadith. Explain the hadith briefly. These 5 questions, where could you find?
In part
Part
2.
1 or part? Exactly, part 2. So first of all, we should have the idea, guys. We must be very clear on what are the questions we must practice. Based on that only, we can target the marks. Okay, in both part 1 and part 2, they ask the general question, what is simile and what is comparison? We'll see what is simile and what is comparison. The technique of comparison is known as in Arabic at-tashbih. Can you see this picture? How do you feel, guys? Anyone, any explanation on that? Half is his lion, another half is what? The
He is
brave
brave
man.
as a lion.
The man is brave as lion. Okay, very good idea. So, what is the technique, or what is coming to your mind? Automatic the comparison. You have compared the man to lion, but guys, the question is you don't know what is simile and what is comparison from that sentence. Am I correct? Okay. Most of you having the doubt how to find the comparison, how to find the simile, guys. We'll take another example. Look at this picture. Who can read this example?
Omar is
Omar.
like a lion in bravery.
Omar is like a lion in bravery. Omarun kal asadi fi shaja'ati. Omar is like a lion in bravery. Exactly, we will take male for this example. Okay, boys, you guys, you can imagine it is your name, Muhammad or Abdullah or whatever your name. You can write your name here. Your name, you are like a lion in bravery. Guys, you are like a lion in bravery. I'm talking to you. You are in front of me. So tell me, what is the subject I have taken? You or lion? Who is subject for me? Who is in front of me? I want to praise about whom? Do I want to praise about the bravery of the lion, or do I want to praise about the bravery of you? Tell me, guys, who is the subject in front of me?
Umar.
You
Umar.
Yes,
Umar is the
Umar,
subject.
exactly. Umar means you are. Guys, you are the subject. You are the comparison. Exactly. Umar, oh, you. Guys, imagine you are like a lion in bravery. I have taken you as an example. Then you are the subject. Another name for subject is comparison. That's it. Guys, always remember the comparison is something very near to your mind. or the person or a thing what is in front of you, or the comparison is the subject that you have taken. Some comparison, something very near to your mind. This comparison is the main subject you are going to compare. Is that clear? Okay. So the
Yes,
subject what
sir.
I have taken you. If I am comparing you with the lion, you are the comparison. And what is the simile?
Lion.
Lion is the simile. Very good. Asadun. Lion is the simile. That's it, guys. So tell me, why I want to compare you with the lion? Because of your sleeping well? Lion like a lion?
Because of his
Oh,
braveness.
are you jumping like
Braveness.
a lion? Why I want to compare you with the lion?
Because of bravery.
Exactly. Because of the similarity between you and the lion. You are like a lion. Why? Not because of your sleeping, not because of your size, not because of your behavior, but because of your bravery. You are brave like a lion. That was the similarity. That was the matter. I want to compare you with the lion. That's all. You are comparison. Lion is the simile, and the similarity the between you and lion means the common feature is bravery. Is that clear? This technique is known as comparison technique in literature. It is not only in Arabic, but also in English or in all the languages. It is there. Clear or not, guys? Omar is like a lion in bravery. Omar
Yes,
is
sir.
comparison. Lion is simile, and bravery is the similarity. Omar is like a lion in bravery. I have given the meaning. Omar, calf like, Allah said lion, Asja'a bravery. So here, look at here, Umarun comparison and subject. We can comparison. We can say the comparison or a subject. Case of the simile. The case is the word what we are using to compare, as or like. Simile or object, common feature or similarity. Okay, we'll take another example. Guys, do you think, I will take another example, guys. Do you think simile and comparison always come as a single word? Or sometime it can come as a scene. For an example, for an example, you all are making pandemonium in the classroom. You all are making noise. You all are talking each other. Once the teacher enters the classroom, what is the first word she used or he or she? Mega mokaddane, malukade wage. They use or not? Is this a classroom or fish market? Do they use this technique? Do they use this comparison?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, if the teacher wants to compare the classroom, this scene, not as a classroom, only the classroom is there, she never compared such classroom to fish market. Inside the classroom, children are playing, making pandemonium. So because of that scene only, once she enters the classroom, she could remember, or he could remember, make a malu kadevage. This is like fish market. So tell me, in this example, the simile and comparison is scenery or a single word. Guys,
Scenery.
Scenery.
scenery. The children are playing and making noise in the classroom is compared to fish market. Why? Because of the noisy. Okay. Same like look at this example. Moon in the sky is moving like a boat in the ocean. So do you all have hood in your upper part, guys? So down, not what is the upper floor? Do we have the hood? That Motamadi we say. If you whenever you go to Motamadi, you can look at the sky. When you look at the sky, you will look at the moon. You can think, you can just imagine or you feel that moon is moving little by little. But is it moving or are we moving?
We are moving.
We are moving. But it seems to be that moon is moving little by little. Little, it moves a little by little. That scenery, when you look at the scenery, you can remember the moon is like a boat. The entire sky like an ocean. You remember, just imagination went. You compare that scenery. Moon in the sky is moving like a boat in the ocean. Mm, 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 mm. Moving in the sky like a boat in the ocean. Now tell me, the simile and comparison are scenery or a single word?
Scenery.
Scenery.
So how to find the single word only, sir? We know how to find the simile and comparison. This one very difficult, sir. Please wait. I will go to another example and again I will come back. Another example. Look at this. The example, moon in the sky, boat in the ocean. Especially this example is for girls. Already I have taken an example for boys. This is for girls. Girls, you can compare your face with the moon. Okay? Okay. Or if your friend, or if your mother, or if your father, suddenly, or he or she has compared your face to a moon. Face is like a moon. Why they want to compare your face with the moon? Tell me, guys, because of the oval shape?
Because of the brightness.
Hi,
Brightness.
because of the brightness, exactly. So the common feature between your face and the moon is brightness. Your face is such bright, like a moon. Got it? Your face is like a moon in brightness. So tell me, what is the subject in front of me? And what is the subject I have taken? What is very near to our mind? What I am looking now? Your face or a moon?
Face.
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 Is the
Then what is the
simile.
comparison?
Moon. Face.
Brightness.
Face
Face.
is the comparison.
Face is a
Face is the comparison. Your face is the comparison. And what is the simile used?
Moon.
Moon.
Qamar.
Moon is the simile. Qamar, al-qamar, wajhuka kal-qamar fil bayad. Wajhuka, face is this comparison and moon is the simile. Tell me, what is the similarity between your face and the moon?
Brightness.
Brightness. Very good. So here also the simile and comparison both are single word. Okay. Now come to here. Guys, can you see? By looking at this example, we can understand the simile and comparison. Sometimes it may come as a single word or sometimes it may come as a scenery. One scene, we can compare one scene to another scene. Moon in the sky, you are looking now, watching the moon in the sky, and your imagination went, and you are comparing that moon in the sky like a boat in the ocean. Tell me, guys, what is the comparison used in this sentence?
Moon in the sky.
Sky.
Exactly, very good. Only the moon or a moon in the sky?
Moon in the
Moon in
sky.
the sky.
Moon in the sky, that entire scene, what is in front of you, what you are watching now currently, the moon in the sky. Tell me, what is the simile used in the sentence?
Boat
Boat.
in the ocean.
Moving like a boat
Exactly,
in the ocean.
boat in the ocean. Not only the boat, not only the ocean, but
Moving.
boat in the ocean, that entire scene. Moon in the sky, you are watching the moon in the sky. That moon in the sky is the comparison. Boat in the ocean is the simile. Tell me, what is the similarity between the moon in the sky and the boat in the ocean?
Moving.
Movement.
Moving, movement. Moving, movement, moving. There's a fat girl or a fat boy in your class. You will compare her or him to what? Like
Elephant.
elephant. Mo, you are like elephant. What is the common feature between him and elephant?
Fat.
Size. Very good. Fat. You are like
Huge,
elephant
huge
in
size.
why? Because of his thin. Can we compare him with elephant? You are thin like elephant. Can I say like that? You are tall like elephant. Can I tell like that? You are short like elephant. Can I tell like that? But you are fat like elephant. I can use that. Am I correct? So there should be a general or there should be a common feature for comparison technique. Okay. So this is how somebody is disturbing you in the class, singing and here and they are jumping here and they go stalking and always disturbing you. You will compare him or her with another animal. What is the animal?
Fox.
What is that animal?
Fox.
Monkey jumping here and there. Tell. Oh, Vanduravage. Teacher can compare no. Oh, Giravage. Ammo make a mokade Vanduravage. Like a monkey. Why? Because of the behavior. So daily life we are using this technique, but we don't know what is comparison and what is simile. Now, guys, make sure you are the comparison line is the simile. Girls, your face is the comparison and moon is the simile. Got it? Okay. We'll take one example from these. Okay. These are the hadiths in your syllabus. Altogether, 11 hadiths are there. Only 8 hadiths are having the simile and comparison. This is a definition of hadith. Words, actions, and approvals of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is known as hadith. Okay. Have you heard about this upper deck and lower deck hadith? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll take another one example. Okay. As-siyamu junnatun ma lam yakhrikha. What is meant by as-siyam? Who knows the meaning of siyam? Fasting.
Fasting.
Fasting is a shield as long as you do not damage it. Or fasting is a shield until you damage it. That is the meaning of the hadith. Guys, can you all remember in part 1 and part 2, both part they asked what is simile and what is comparison? Similarity. Other than that, 4 types of questions we must practice: terms and the meaning, 2 lessons, literal values, and briefly explain the hadith. Those are the other 4 types of questions in our part 2. Am I correct? Okay. We have taken this hadith as an example and we are going to practice all those 7 types of questions. I mean, basically 5 types of the questions only. So if we consider, okay, part 1 and part 2 both together, okay, 5 types of the questions we are going to practice for this hadith. First of all, guys, Asiyamu Junnatun Malam Yakhrika, in the exam, they will give only the Arabic version. They never give the translation. Okay, sir, how we can guess the meaning of the hadith? How we can guess and how we can match this would be the meaning and how we can guess the meaning of the hadith? That is difficult, sir. If it is so, guys, you remember always the easy method is Nazeel sir will tell you to follow the easy method. What is the method? Keyword system. Okay, guys, keyword system. How you can remember the keyword system, Puta? Asyamu junnatun malam yakhrika. From the particular hadith, there will be a well-known term. You
Fasting.
memorize the term and memorize the meaning. What is the term you, according to your view, Puta? Tell me.
Fasting.
Fasting. What is the Arabic term for fasting?
Asiyamu.
Asyamu. So guys, if you memorize the term asyamu and the meaning fasting, Anna, they will give the Arabic one, no dear. You will read. Whenever you read the first point, even you will understand the meaning. What is the meaning of the hadith? Asyamu mean, and we learn asyamu junnatun malam yakhrikaha. Fasting is a shield until we damage it. Until you damage it, fasting is a shield. That is the meaning of the hadith. You can easily guess or not. So this is easy for this small hadith, dear. but the keyword is more useful for the big hadith, more than 1 or 2 lines. Huh? Gardens of the paradise. And also there is a hadith 5 times prayer compared to 5 times bathing. The heart without Al-Quran is compared to ruined house. The one who teach the people good thing and forgets in himself like a candle. So for those hadiths, it will be more helpful for you to follow the keyword system. Okay, we should know the terms and meaning. Fasting is shield as long as you do not damage it. Okay, guys, write the meaning of for the following terms or the underlined terms. How many terms are there in this hadith? Altogether, how many terms are there?
4.
Asiyam one and Junnatun another one. Malam yakhrikaha. The malam yakhrika is one term. So altogether, how many terms are there?
4
Only
terms.
three. Asiyam one, Junnatun second, malam yakhrikaha. This is a single word here. Malam yakhrikaha altogether. Then altogether, how many terms are there?
3.
3 terms. So we should know the terms and the meaning means we should study the meaning of only for 3 terms. Asyamu, what is meant by asyamu, and what is meant by junnatun, and what is meant by malam yakhrikaha. So I have given the terms and the meaning, guys. Asyamu means fasting, and what is meant by junnatun?
Shield.
Shield. What is meant by malam yakhrikaha?
Until you damage it.
Until you damage it. These are the important terms from the hadith, and also only these are the 3 terms from the hadith. So if they ask, write the meaning of the underlined words. Okay, tell me the meaning for this asiyamu. I will. Okay. If the examiner asks you like this, write the meaning of the underlined expression. Now tell me the meaning, guys.
Asyamu fasting, Jannata shield.
Jannatun shade. Now tell me Junnatun and Malam Yakhrika. Tell me the meaning of the underlined terms.
Jannatun shield, Malam Yakhrika, until you don't damage it.
Don't break it.
Very good. Junnatun, Asyam Junnatun, Malam Yakhrika. Junnatun is shield. Malam Yakhrika is as long as you do not damage. Is it difficult?
No.
No, not difficult. So you can target that 4 marks in the terms and the meaning. Second challenge, they have asked what is simile and what is comparison. Guys, this hadith, what is the main heading of the hadith? This hadith is talking about which matter? Importance of which matter? The main subject, very good. Fasting is the subject. Asyamu junnatun malam yakhrikaha. Fasting is shield. Fasting is like shield. Fasting is shield as long as you do not damage it. Tell me then, what is the comparison used in the hadith?
Fasting.
Fasting. That is the matter, subject in front of me. Your face is like a moon. Your face is the comparison. You are like a lion in bravery. You are the comparison. Same like what is the subject in front of me? What is the subject I have taken? I want to talk about the importance of which matter? Fasting. Then what is the comparison used in the hadith, guys?
Fasting.
Fasting. If fasting is comparison, what is the simile used in the hadith?
Shield.
Shield. So tell me, what is the similarity between fasting and shield? This one you have to guess and tell. Here they
Protection.
have protection. Very good. Both have the protection. Fasting will protect you from the sin. Shield will protect you from the dangerous. Physical dangerous, it will protect you. Fasting will protect you from what? From sin. And the
From sin.
other, yes, from the sin. It will protect you from the sin. And shield will protect you from the physical dangerous. So this is how, guys. Sometimes they might have given the general, I mean the similarity. Sometimes we have to guess and write, but only this hadith, only 1 or 2 hadiths we have to guess and write the similarity from your syllabus. Other than that, all the hadiths they have given the simile comparison as well as similarity. Okay, we know what is simile from the hadith, what is comparison from the hadith, what is similarity from the hadith. Guys, we have practiced to write the comparison first. What is comparison? Subject. What is simile? Then only we are writing the simile. Yes, fasting, comparison, and simile, shield. But in the exam paper, could you guess or could you see that the paper structure, the question type, the examiner, they have asked the simile first, then comparison. Can you see that? Could you see in the paper, guys? They have asked the simile only first, then comparison and similarity. Guys, whatever the way they ask, it doesn't matter. The way you understand is the matter. Always remember the subject is the comparison and the object is the simile. And if they ask the simile first, then write the simile and write the simile. That's it. Simile and write the simile. Shield is the simile. Write the simile. Then if they ask the comparison second, write comparison and mention the comparison. That's it, guys. Okay. So don't bother about the order. Don't practice as per the order, because the order you learn is different from the order the examiner asked. So understand the matter. By understanding the matter, try to mention the answer. Check your answers. Simile. What is the simile used in the hadith? This is as per the orders, examiner's order I have given. Tell me, guys. Shield. If the junnatun or shield is the simile, then what is the comparison used in the hadith?
Fasting.
Fasting. Very good. And what is the common feature between junnatun and nasiyamu?
Protection.
Protection is the simile. Okay. Can you all remember simile, comparison, similarity? Mention the meaning for the underlying expression. And the third question, there was a question, mention 2 lessons from the hadith. Can you guys remember the part 2 question? Mention 2 lessons from the hadith. Okay. I have given in a brief whatever the lesson I could learn from the hadith. Guys, you can write your own lesson. You can write your own note. Whatever you learn from the hadith, you can write in your own words. Guys, write complete sentence. I have given in brief, I have given only the summary. But whenever you are writing, write as a complete sentence, guys, because of only two lessons, they never give 4 marks easily, Puta. So write the complete sentence and write the complete answer. Okay. Fasting improves the piety. 1 lesson. Fasting protects us from sin. 2nd lesson. And 3rd one, fasting fence which safeguards the dignity. Guys, any one of you can tell any lesson you learn from the hadith. You know the meaning of the hadith. You know the terms and the meaning of the hadith. Any lesson you learn from the hadith, can you tell? Or the same lesson, if you consider, you can tell in your own words. Your time starts now. Come on.
Fasting develops good qualities.
Very good. Fasting develops good qualities, at the same time prevents
from
bad
doing
qualities,
sins.
evil behaviors. Very good. Anyone else? What do you learn from the hadith? That's it. Think why fasting is compared to shield.
Protecting us from sins and the bad
Fasting
qualities.
will protect us from the sin and bad qualities. Good. What else? Anyone? Fasting is a fence which safeguards the dignity. Okay, guys, this is one of the questions, and you could find the answer. Only 2 lessons. Write 2 lessons, you can get that marks. Look at here. Explain the literal value of the hadith. Explain the literal value of the hadith. How you can write, guys. I told you this is the easiest part. Easiest part in your exam paper. It is available in the hadith unit, also in the surah unit. Those who are struggling to pass the exam even can take these marks. Short with the deep meaning. This hadith short with the deep meaning. Meaning is simple. This hadith meaning is simple and very clear. Comparison is used. Almost all the hadiths, what they give in the paper, comparison is used. Many lessons taught in few words. Many lessons are taught in within few words. Common characteristics is highly considered in comparison. So guys, so this is called as the general little points I have given. You can write these general little points, or you can write some specific one also, like how fasting is compared to shield in this hadith. Fasting is compared to shield in this hadith. You can mention this hadith is very small with the deep meaning. That is already I have given. So with the general little points, 4 marks question, guys. Minimum you have to write 4 points. Minimum you have to write how many points? 4 points.
4 points.
Try to write more than 4 points to get these marks. And the last question, explain the hadith briefly. Guys, I have given the summary of the hadith. Fasting is compared to shield as both protect the movement from the sin and the immoralities. This is also, I have given the summary, guys. How you can write the summary of the hadith? 3 steps you remember. 3 steps. 3 steps. What are those 3 steps to write the answer for this question? First of all, you have to mention the main topic of the hadith. What is the topic of the hadith? What is the heading of the hadith? You must mention. You must include in your explanation. This hadith shows the importance of fasting. And like that, you have to mention. This hadith shows the importance of what? Importance of fasting. Mean you have to mention, like in this hadith on insist on the importance of fasting. Or if it is on prayer, you can mention this hadith insist on importance of 5 times prayer. The main heading or a main subject of the hadith you must mention. And you have to continue writing. How you can continue writing? Contents of the hadith. How you can write the contents of the hadith? Mean you can write, you can say it is a meaning of the hadith. How did you understand the meaning? You can write how fasting has been compared to shield. Why? In the protection. First one, the main heading of the hadith. This hadith insist on the importance of fasting. Second one, you can write contents of the hadith. How you can write the contents of the hadith, guys? Fasting is compared to shield in the protection. And the third one, third step is your idea on the hadith. It might be a lesson you learn from the hadith, or it might be literal value you learn from the hadith, or whatever your idea you can write. How you can write. This is what your part. How fasting is compared to shield. Why? Because both can protect us. How fasting protects us from the sin. The shield can protect us from the physical dangerous or from the dangerous. Like that, if you can write as a 1 para and give, definitely you can get the marks. What are the 3 steps to write the to explain the hadith briefly? Step number 1, you have to write the main heading or a main subject or importance of which matter you have to mention. Second part, not as a contents of the hadith you must include. Third one, what you should include? Your idea on the hadith. All these 3 ideas steps you must include, not as a point form, but as a para. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Not as a point form, but as a para.
Yes.
So this is how you must practice the other questions also. So do we have a doubt and do you have a questions regarding the hadith and how to find and everything, guys?